Johanna Felton, age 15.
Danielle Kelly, age 14.
Carmen Costello, age 14.
Miley Riedel, age 14.
Nick Casson, I'm 14.
Cole Recker, age 14.
To me, feminism is equality. It's not saying that women are better than men or that men are better than women. It's just saying that they're equal.
I define feminism as the equality of women to men. True feminism to me is when women get the equal rights as men, and when women don't have to be afraid to do anything that would be traditionally something that a male would do.
I define feminism by the dictionary definition of the idea, which is the advocacy of women's rights on the grounds of political, social, and economic equality to men.
Well, feminism is, I know their goal is to have women's rights be equal to men's rights, and that's what I believe it is. So.
I see it as all people should be equal and they should have what they want for their gender.
I define feminism mostly by just kind of supporting equal rights with women. Much like people who are against racism, it's the same thing. You want people to be equal to each other. It's not about discriminating, it's about everything being equal and having equal opportunity. So I kind of define feminism by that. True feminism to me is if you say you're a feminist, then following with what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess I do. I don't think that we should necessarily be all man-haters and stuff, because that's not feminism. Feminism is equality.
I actually don't refer to myself as a feminist because when you label yourself as something, you're getting all the stereotypes which go along with that label. And currently in our society, there's a lot of bad stereotypes that go along with feminists. But I mean, if you're going to say, do I believe in the same things that feminists do, then yes, I do.
I do refer to myself as a feminist.
No, I do not. I don't refer to myself as a feminist because I do see feminists on the news protesting and things like that, and I don't believe there's a reason to protest, and that's why I'm not a feminist.
No.
I do, mostly because I believe that all people should have equal rights, including everybody under that category.
Well, I think to a certain extent they are. Like, in some other countries, I know that they have it a lot worse. Like in India, when a woman is on her period, like, you're not supposed to touch her, and that's very blatant. Obviously women are being oppressed there. And in some Middle Eastern countries, women are forced to cover their heads and stuff, which men aren't like forced to do. And that's also oppression. But here, oppression is more passive aggressive. So if somebody were to run a lot faster than any man could in a race, she beat all of these other boys who weren't as fast as her, then they would just be like, oh, you're pretty fast for a girl. Whereas it should just be like, oh, you're pretty fast. But that's our own form of oppression, if that makes any sense.
Yes, I believe that they are oppressed. I believe this because there's a pretty large wage gap, which causes women to get 77 cents to one man's dollar. But I do believe there has been a lot of progress over the last 200 years because, I mean, we used to not be able to vote or really even go to school or have a job. And that's different nowadays. So there has been progress, but there's still progress to be had.
I believe that women in more privileged countries are not so oppressed as the 1800s.
I don't believe that we are oppressed. I don't think the media is doing anything to oppress us. I don't feel like school dress codes are oppressing us. I feel like they're looking out for safety. And like I don't even believe in the whole unequal wages thing. Oppression, I don't see it. I just don't. I don't see women getting paid less. No, I don't believe there's oppression.
Because I believe that they feel like they don't always have freedom, even though they have more freedom than other people might in other countries.
Minorly, I wouldn't say like completely oppressed. I mean, you can look at countries across the world and see just gross oppression, where women can't talk at all. Now here we do have oppression. Obviously, we have discrimination. It's not non-existent. I don't think in any country it is. You know, there's no place where they're not oppressed. But I think that in other places, especially, that there are a lot worse situations going on.
Well, yeah, of course they treat me differently because I'm a girl. I mean, obviously, some of it has benefits because like people open up doors for you and they're just like they're almost nicer to you because you're a girl. But at the same time, you're not allowed to do some of the stuff that you want to do just because you're a girl because they think, oh, girls are all weak and they don't deal with blood well, or they aren't good under stress. And that kind of bothers me because I mean, I'm just as capable.
No, I do not personally think I'm oppressed. Every opportunity that I have been denied hasn't been because a boy has accepted it. It has personally been because I wasn't right for that opportunity, or they found someone who was simply better. I had a thing to say. Another example would be, I'm in a charter school that's primarily female, and in my charter school, people did get denied to be accepted, but that wasn't based on whether their gender, it was simply random.
I think that, like women in first world countries, I'm not oppressed in a big way. Like, I have an education, I'm like allowed to do things like get an education, but I do still think that there's a little ways to go. Like, at most schools, I can't wear something like this because my shoulders are distracting. I'm sorry. And if somebody says something to me, sometimes it'll come out as, like, sexist without them meaning it to. Like, maybe you run like a girl. That's cool. I am a girl. There's a reason for that.
I personally don't. I try and be open-minded and accept everyone for who they are.
Personally, it depends on how you look at oppressive. Personally, I don't view myself as oppressive for how I look at oppressive. I don't put women down. I don't necessarily like, oh, you shouldn't have the same rights as we do. I think everyone should be equal. And I think I do that merely because I think everyone should be equal.
I think a lot of it does have to do with media, because we're shown pictures of women who have been photoshopped beyond what is reasonable. I saw this picture of Jennifer Lawrence before and after she was photoshopped, and before she looks awesome. She's obviously a very, very pretty woman. But after she was photoshopped, her waist went from like this to like this, and that just really bothers me. So we have to deal with this. It's kind of a necessary evil.
I think feminism is really important to young women because they need to be able to know that just because you're female does not mean that men are better than you or deserve better. And that's really important to know from a young age, because when you know that when you're a little girl and when everyone tells you that your entire life, you truly believe it in your soul.
Okay, I think that Everyone needs to know that they're equal to anybody else their age, no matter their gender. And I mean, the unrealistic idea of the female body, or male body too, that media sets, like it's this perfect toned muscles and everything, and people need to know that like it's okay to be that good looking according to society, and it's okay to be bigger, and it's okay to be smaller, and it's okay to be more muscular, and it's okay to be less muscular, because bodies are cool and everybody has bodies, and that means everybody's cool.
I don't think feminism is their goal. I think being equal is their goal. And I think seeing all these protests on the media and stuff is and seeing these views that things aren't equal is making them think that it's not equal, and they're believing that because teenagers are impressionable, and they're hearing, oh, women aren't equal, and they're hearing that and they're believing it, and they want to believe it because they want to think that everything is equal and they don't want to be belittled, and I understand that. So I don't think that they're seeing models and saying, oh, like, that's like sexist, saying that women have to be skinny, because it's a free country. Women don't have to be skinny. I'm not skinny, and I'm okay with that. And it's my choice what I look like. No one tells me what to look like. If I want to wear makeup, I wear makeup. If I don't want to wear makeup, I don't have to wear makeup. I don't feel ridiculed for making my own decisions. And I think teenagers, I don't think they're really understanding what their goals are as feminists.
I believe people should accept themselves for who they are and not try and be manipulated by what other people are.
It's really important because they see there's an issue, they want to change the issue, they find somewhere where they can, and that's great because now we're moving forward instead of just being where we were before.